Welcome everyone to the Underground Sound. I am DJ X Tech. With me, as always, is Carlos Fandango.
Hello.
We are putting the us back into the music.
Please do like, subscribe, and share, and let's get your music out there.
Carlos, tell me what we have for our first song today.
Okay, we have a chap from Tel Aviv in Israel. So we're going around the world with a chap called Yoav Yariv, who plies his trade under the name of Foe, F-O-E. And this song I thought would be quite a nice one to, open the show with, is called Why Can't We Have Nice Things? That was written, I think, during lockdown when things started going badly and there was one thing after another and shutdown and COVID and all these sort of things. Had to quit his job due to illness. And so the question was, why can't we just have nice things in life? Why can't we have nice things?
All right. So why we can't have nice things, you can catch that on Spotify as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've been reading it completely.
No, that's okay. So just to elaborate a little bit on it, it's ending a long-term relationship, starting a new one, signing a relocation contract, COVID canceling relocation contract, lockdowns, quitting my job due to illness, lockdowns again, surgery, getting a new job, quitting because of illness again, and so on. After the past few years, me and so many others had, I think it is clear why I wrote this, titled Why We Can't Have Nice Things. Missed it right there. Why We Can't Have Nice Things by Foe. Check it out.
That's why we can't have nice things. Nice things. That's why we can't have nice things. Nice things. Just as we broke up, all said and done, she asked a question. Would you mind if I will spend the night?
it away, Carl.
Right. Well, I think it's quite a hooky, memorable chorus, and sung really nicely. Actually, that chorus, with a nice melody line. I'd like to know who the featured vocalist is, really, because it's not mentioned on the track. So, whereas normally it would be these days. So I actually think it sounded like, I don't know if you remember the artist. I don't think you were keen on her voice, but I was. It was Kate Sylvester, but that kind of modern sort of voice, and I really liked that. That was good. I wondered about the middle section, whether the vocal section was the right thing to do there. I mean, I'd be inclined to maybe have an instrumental break there, not in all songs, because a lot of my songs are just vocals without instrumental breaks. But I felt like something synthy could have gone in there, and even a guitar break or something, just to mix it up a little bit more. But other than that, yeah, retro 80s synth vibe with a modern vocal over it. And I thought it worked quite nicely. Quite like the artwork too.
I love the artwork as well. I got to tell you, I did. I'm a big fan of people mixing their vocals correctly, and this is the exact this is the formula that you should follow. Honestly, all the instruments match the volumes of the vocals. I thought it was very well done. I would like to know as well who the singer is, because she really brought the song to life. Because if you listen to it as like, let's say, like a slow tempo kind of like techno song, then it would still work, because they had a really nice, like you said, 80s kind of like, retro synth kind of vibe to it. But with the vocals put in there, I think it was really, really, really just added that much more to the song. Good song. I think a savable song. I'm going to save this one.
Yeah, I saved it. I mean, he's only got 3 followers at the moment, but 51 plays from, actually it's the same track, uploaded twice, I think, but 51 plays and 3 followers only. And I think if that's a sign of things to come, then that's really encouraging.
I think so too. Definitely. Without knowing how much experience is going on here musically, I think that Yariv is the actual artist name here. I think that he's going to have a bright future ahead. I really do. Things can only get better. Hey, if you're going to do your first one right, then things can only get better from there, I think.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, it looks like he's on Instagram as Faux Sound. So if anybody wants to check out that handle at faux.sound and see what else he's done, then go for it.
Absolutely. Encouraging everybody to visit the video description below and find these artists. If you like that song or any of the other songs, then find the links, go visit these artists, show them some love. If you're on Slaps, give them a couple of fires, save their song. Obviously, let's boost them up in the ratings. So that can all be done in the video description below. Find those links, show some love. Let's get these underground musicians into the limelight, as it were. All right, so we listened to a great song just right now, and right now, track 2, Carl. I know that you listened to these like 2 weeks ago, so you don't recall too much of these songs. But what can you tell me about "Clear to the Edge" here, or "Closer to the Edge," I should say?
Closer to the Edge, yeah. Joseph Lueras is from Eureka in California, USA. He's a musician who wants to do something more than just sitting in his room. It's just playing to myself. He does say playing to myself, not playing with myself. I want as many people as possible to hear my music, and I hope you like it. Well, yeah, I thought this one had really interesting artwork that lured me in a little bit, and listening to the song, I thought it was quite interesting. It's in the singer-songwriter category, and I can't remember a single thing about it, but I remember I quite liked it.
Well, let's refresh your memory right now. Joseph Lueras, "Closer to the Edge," and we will let you know what we think. So here you go. Check it out. Very nice.
the edge is all I got left until I forget. Two steps back from the edge. Two steps I will not forget. Two steps back, I'm still not dead. Looking right over the edge, wondering how far down it goes, wondering how long will it take, thinking of all the other ways that I could end my day, that I could end my pain, that I could end my walking back down the road, knowing it's time to let it go, knowing this time next year I can laugh at all this pain and fear, this fear.
Carlos Fandango, take it away, sir.
Well, I think I remember what attracted me to the song. It's because it was a dark ballad, which I like, and I quite like the vocal style and delivery. Perhaps the vocals could be slightly more prominent, but I think that was the idea of having them kind of low in the mix and just keeping it very low key and dark, probably deliberately. And then it counterpoint to that was the louder sort of Gregorian monk chant type thing section, which was the sort of instrumental chorus section. I like that. It's perhaps a bit loud in the mix, and I think the sub bass, when I was hearing, I'm not a big fan of sub bass, but like a lot of people are, but I found that a bit overpowering in the mix. Hearing it tonight here, I couldn't hear it so much, but when I'm at home in my own cans, I could hear it. But other than that, I thought, well, yeah, really quite a sort of creepy track that could be used in a sort of dark Dexter type series quite easily.
Yeah, I can see. I can see that. I didn't think it was creepy, but you know, if you think back to some of the movies out there, like let's say Nightmare Before Christmas, or or something like that, you could definitely see that in there. I think it really has a Gorillaz feel to it, minus the live drums, right? Because if you put if you worked the live drums into kind of like sounding a bit more electronic, then it would definitely if I heard it, I would definitely think that maybe it is a Gorillaz song, which is a great compliment right there because hey, the Gorillaz are fantastic. They do great music out there. So I think there's minor flaws in automation, which is what you're talking about with it being louder and softer at times. I don't think that is automated properly, but that's something that can be worked on. I'm assuming a kind of like a just not so long ago started musician. From what I'm looking at here on the screen, it says joined December 9th of 2021 onto Slaps, with 5 followers here, 38 plays, 2 tracks. It doesn't look like these songs are being released anywhere else because we don't have any of the typical iTunes or Spotify logos attached to them. But overall, it's a great song. I would definitely listen to it again and again and again after that. And once again, just those critiques right there with working on the automation a little bit so that way the volume falls into place. There was that little bit of a hiss in the background at the very beginning also, which can be obviously remedied by noise reduction and working on the automation. But again, very hot Gorillaz feel to it. Loved it. Great song for a song number 2, and keep up the good work, Joe. That was really
absolutely.
Yeah.
I followed him. Is I think one to watch could be good.
I agree. Definitely one to watch. I'm going to give that one a check mark because that'll definitely be a follow later on. So here we are. The Purple Bowl of Destiny.
Here it comes. And never shiver. Right. Okay. I'll look away.
Yeah.
Tell me when. Say when.
And stop.
Right. Oh, just 1 or 2 there. Come on, one of you. Okay. So about there should get. Oh.
We got Rock.
There we are. Rock.
This should be interesting.
Yeah, it could be good. See what's out there. Every week I forget about the. Well, I nearly forgot. I didn't forget tonight to get the bowl from its sacred place in the kitchen cupboard. But it's. But I tend to sort of forget that in the show we've got 2 sections of the Purple Bowl of Destiny where we've got this complete randomness, which is really quite exciting because you just don't know what you're going to get.
Exactly, and that's why you should always tune into the Underground Sound.
Exactly that.
You never know what you're going to hear. You're going to turn on your local radio station, and you know exactly what you're going to hear. Tune into the Underground Sound where you don't know what you're going to hear. You're going to hear this fantastic music from these fantastic musicians. Hit the video description. Remember on each of these videos to hit the video description. Check out the links to these musicians. If you like them, then head on there, show them some love. We're trying to get some exposure. We're trying to make the kind of like our middle stream here, the new mainstream. How about that?
Yeah, because mainstream music sucks, which is why we listen to the Underground Sound.
Putting the us back into music.
Please like, subscribe, and share. Let's get your music out there.
There you go. Let's throw it in mid-show here. So so here's what we got. So we are going to be looking at a band called the Kindred Outlaws.
Ooh.
This song is called FTW. Let's find out a little bit more about the Kindred Outlaws right here real quick. They're from Chowchilla. Chowchilla. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that just because Chowchilla.
Another Californian.
Yeah, California. A lot of music coming out of California, obviously. But it's labeled as rock, hip hop, alternative rock, and metal. So that should be interesting. 6 followers, 28 plays, 1 track, not available anywhere else from what we see here, but it could be. Not a lot of people post their external links for their songs, which I do believe that everybody should. But we do have a handle, which is @Judd Outlaw, if you can see it there on the screen. And joined August 15, 2022. This one only says the debut song from the Kindred Outlaws. So this is absolutely 100% brand new. It was reposted 2 hours ago. So I shouldn't say it was posted. Reposted 2 hours ago. FTW is the name of the song. And if you don't know what that means, hit up Google and you'll quickly learn. So
I'll Google it now.
While Carlos,
I'm guessing I know what it means though.
let's while Carlos is googling this, let's take a listen. Kindred Outlaws with FTW.
Once upon a time, the world was just fine, and then something happened that would change my mind. Welcome everybody to the Great Divide. Everybody's going crazy and they're taking sides, but nobody's on mine, and I couldn't care less. The only thing I need is real family and friends, and no extra stress, and no need to second guess. Living how I walk means I'm truly blessed. I was born into a world that refused to accept me. Now I'm at war with the world that I cannot accept. I was born into a world that refused to accept me. Now I'm at war with the world that I cannot accept. Fuck the world and fuck you too. You don't know shit about the shit I've been going through, and nobody on earth even cares about you. So it's just covered up by smoke and booze, but in reality, you're the one that's gonna lose, cause at the end of the day, I'm the one who gets to choose. You tell no truths while I speak no lies, and that right there is what I despise. I was born into a world that refused to accept me. Now I'm at war with the world that I cannot accept. I was born into a world that refused to accept me. Now I'm at war with the world that I cannot accept. We're all gonna die when it becomes our time, but the last thing I want is for my daughter to cry. See, I've lived a hard life, but I'm still a good guy, and I can't grasp how fast the years have gone by. But still I try, and is there still a chance? First impression doesn't look good at second glance. I'm gonna stand my ground, I'm gonna take my stance, because you never know if this would be the last dance. I was born into a world that refused to accept me. Now I'm at war with the world that I cannot accept. I was born into a world that refused to accept me. Now I'm at war with the world that I cannot accept. Born into a world, yeah.
Carlos Fandango, your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, my thoughts. Okay, that was quite a pleasant surprise because it was that kind of hip hop that I don't mind too much, which is the sort of less aggressive and easier on the ears.
Even with
sort
the
of-
even with the FTW thrown in there.
Well, it wasn't. It was FTW, not N, and so that's a step upwards. But no, the FTW. Interestingly, I was googling it, and it said "For the Win" originally, and then suddenly he started singing "Fuck the World," and I thought, it means "Fuck the World." Right?
Obviously,
Okay. So,
obviously, you've been looking up different things on Google. So
yeah, got to be careful what you Google though.
I get it.
And but basically, yeah, so that sounds like it's originated as a Vietnam vet thing, which kind of ties in with the song really. With I was born into a world that now doesn't accept him. So it's somebody who's sort of kind of become outdated through the check. I mean, certainly in California, that might be the case as well. That somebody's become sort of outdated and outmoded fairly quickly with the way things are moving forward these days. But I thought it was quite a nice fusion of hip hop and rock. It was a quieter track, so I don't know if it's been mixed low or not, but it was. I actually quite like the chorus as well. It felt quite memorable. I quite enjoyed it. It was a not unpleasant song. Probably give it a couple of listens. It wouldn't be one of my favourites, but it wouldn't. It doesn't set the world alight in some respects for me. But it's a pretty good song actually. I was pleasantly surprised, to put it that way.
The thing that I'm going to go with here right off the bat is I love the lyrics. Love the lyrics. And I can understand the fusion that they had there, right? When we were talking about metal, hip hop, rock, kind of like alternative, whatever fusion they had there. I totally understand it. It works. The thing that what it sounded like to me was a bunch of buddies getting together and having enough money to get an hour's worth of studio time. And so they hopped in there without any kind of mixing or engineering kind of expertise, and just kind of recorded it kind of 1-2 takes and everything like that. Because if this song was a professionally produced song, I think would be tremendous.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Because if you had the drums were so low in the background. The entire song was kind of low, so you could tell it wasn't really mastered to hit any of the pops or anything like that, right? So the obviously no automation exists there at all, and just with a little bit of work, that can be a really great song. Because I got to tell you, I can feel the passion there. You could definitely feel that there's passion there. Just listening to the words and just kind of going along with the flow of the song itself. There's definitely passion there. It just needs, a good mixing ear, and that song will make it onto the charts somewhere for sure.
I think you're right. Actually, it's just very much about the production and the mix on that one, and that could be, could be. It's got all the elements of being a radio-friendly hit song. It just needs that bit of polish, really.
Imagine, if you will, if you saw these guys on America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent in your case, right? And they actually had the crew set up the microphones for them, and and they had an audio engineer working, right? And then they actually performed the song on America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent, whichever one, right? The crowd would go wild.
Yeah, I think they'd enjoy it. Yeah,
there would be a completely different atmosphere there as far as the live sound goes. So I'm definitely thinking that they could be a great live band. I like what they got going on. Once again, there's passion. The lyrics make sense. The music makes sense. You just can't really hear it. You got to pay attention. It's subtle, but I think that that's going to be one of the artists to look out for, honestly.
Good.
Once they get their groove down, and once they get some of that little bit of professionalism in there, Purple Bowl of Destiny did his job today.
Purple Bowl of Destiny chose well. Yeah.
So far. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah, that's true. There's always a chance that it could fail us, as it has done once before.
It's happened in the past.
Yeah, it's not infallible.
Not infallible at all. It is not. It is unfortunately not omnipotent. So well,
there's always the threat of the orange or green bowl of destiny as well, which are bigger than this. So it's the bigger siblings of this one.
No,
because if that fails or continues to fail us at some point, it's got a shelf life. We have to be ruthless. It has to go potentially. But all the while it's performing, it's good.
I'm just saying, hey, 99% success rate so far. Just can't be that bad.
That's true. I should wash my mouth out. I mean, I think the substitute last week in the first half, there was the Tibetan singing.
Yes,
that did do a good job. So that was right.
Yeah.
That's always got the threat. You see, the Purple Bowl's got the threat of the Tibetan singing bowl just lurking in the background, waiting in the wings.
Purple Bowl for the second half of the show. Do not let us down, because as Carlos is mentioning, you can get the boot very easily, I suppose.
Plenty of substitutes out there.
Has Suze ever thrown that at you?
No, actually,
In
no.
a
But
fair
it wouldn't do
wage.
much if it. I mean, it's quite lightweight. So
Mm.
no, she's no calls to throw anything at me. To be fair, I mean, I'm the accident prone one in the house, so I'm the one just having the accidents, dropping things, spilling things all the time. So she doesn't need to. I hurt myself enough.
Right.
So yeah.
Good
There's
for
a lot of
Susan.
indirect and undeliberate self-harm going on, but it's just you sort of live with it. I have been told I've probably got dyspraxia, but that was by people who know me. They're not experts, but this is just knock things over all the time. So yeah, but she doesn't need to. No, she doesn't need to throw things at me. She knows where her bread's buttered, and I know where my bread's buttered. So we get along, don't have arguments and things. We just get along nicely.
There you go.
Mm.
That's all that you can ask for, is to know where your bread is buttered, right? And I have no idea what that means, because that's so totally a British thing right there. So
Oh yeah, I'm forgetting. Yeah. So
why,
basically,
why don't you give us the British lesson of the
it's
day?
just,
Jeff?
just which side my bread's buttered. So I know, how to stay on the right side of things, and we both know that we're onto a good thing. It means, so, and not to get on the wrong side of each other, because we get on well enough.
Okay.
More or less what it means.
There you go. Don't add jam, I guess, right? So so we got Edris Connick, is I'm assuming Edris Connick, a rainy day coming up. About my piano playing, it seems to be the description here. What can you tell us about the song thus far, Carl?
Right. This will be the probable instrumental that I've chosen for the week, and or for this show, I should say. And all we know, I want to pronounce. I think Edris Connick is from probably China, and I'm going to say it's from Fuxin rather than Fuxin, but it could be Fuxin is where she is. It's Fuxin, or Fuxin. It's probably Fuxin.
Could be Fuxin.
Fuxin.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. And it just says she's a music composer. And that's it. But I thought this was one. If I remember rightly, this one's a rainy day, and it's got the rain sound effects, and it's a nice, short and sweet track. Very good. Hardly 36 plays, only 5 followers. So if we can give her a little boost, that'd be great.
Absolutely, yeah. So far we've had minimal followers, minimal plays, minimal tracks this show. So well, let's keep it going. Hey, if we can give it a boost, let's first kind of like see if we like it. So check this out. This is A Rainy Day by Edris Connick from Fucks in China.
There's something a little strange going on with the sound there, because I know from remembering that track, there was actually rain and storm sound effects, I think, in the background. But on the track that played through there, it was just sort of chopping into the music, oddly enough. But I know that it's there, so I couldn't hear it properly tonight because for some reason that sound effect was kind of not playing through. I don't know why, but nevertheless, very incredibly melancholic, plaintive, pretty. Sorry, go on.
No, I'm sorry because I played the song again. I forgot that when I'm not presenting, you can't hear it. No, but the rain effect is there throughout. So
Okay, that's good. That's good. So
like,
and I did enjoy that because sometimes some songs will start, with the intro and an outro. It's a kind of obvious thing, but having it all the way through, I really like that. And but made it plaintive, melancholic. It was a pretty melodic song, thoughtful, sad. Some nice chord changes in there, really lovely and well thought out. Ideal for a rom-com, romantic film, or even one of those sort of Dame Judi Dench old folks type films. Yeah, just really nice, and I think this is again I've followed because I thought if she can come up with something like that, then there's more to follow that will be interesting like this.
right. Well, I mean, she looks young. Not to try to be discriminatory here or anything like that, but there's a lot of Asian people that look young. You know what I mean? So you never know. She could be like 30 for crying out loud. Not that 30's old. My goodness.
Keep digging.
Yeah, I'm starting to dig that hole, and I need to get out.
Digging
right
middle-aged white man.
There you go. Listen, it's nice. It's pretty. For me, I'm not really so much like of a piano composer. It sounded like maybe a couple of notes were off. I don't know if I got the sad feeling. I got kind of like a bored feeling, you know what I mean, before something kind of like exciting happens, you know what I mean? Like this would be a good segue into like some kind of like momentous moments, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's something. It's like somebody's hanging around and waiting for something to happen, and they're deliberating, or they're just waiting, for some momentous thing in their apartment or something, pacing the floor. I know what you mean. So that kind of bored thing. I understand what you're saying. I think the notes that you're saying were potentially off are the bits that I'm probably referring to as nice chord changes, because I think those are quite cool. Sort of the way she moved around the chords and the modulation there used was pretty good, actually. I thought. I mean, there's some sort of more old-fashioned changes that people don't use much these days. So I like that.
Well, hey, as I say, different strokes for different folks, right? But but to get back on that point is once again, like let's say, like the kind of like a prelude to this would be that something sad had happened, and now we're kind of like we're becoming a little happier. We're kind of like chin in the hands kind of thing, looking out the window at the rain, waiting for again a kind of like momentous thing to happen because we know that we're going to be happy again, or we're getting over the sad thing, right? So I think it's a really in between thing. So I really don't feel that sadness portion to it. I do think that it's not super uplifting and it's not super sad, right? So we're not in a depressed state and we're not kind of like in a party state. It's just kind of like it's right there. So I mean, it's a nice piece of composed music. Obviously, there's a lot of talent there because I mean, so here I dare you. If you think I'm wrong, get your keyboard and play something better and send it to us. It's like shit, you know what I mean? Yeah. So for all those people that are being judgy about me digging my own hole there for a second, no, but that's just what I'm picking up from it. I think with some work, this is one track that has been posted twice. I think with work coming into it, then this is going to sound nice. And I especially like the fact that they have the annotation that they do classical and hip hop, because if we had a nice hip hop beat going on with the music that was just going on there, that could be very interesting as well.
Yeah, a lot of those instrumental tracks lend themselves well to that. In fact, the one where we played a few weeks back, I think it was Pigiamo, which was the friendship one.
Yes. Yes.
That one actually did have a version with the beat as well, a bit lower down. I chose the one with just the piano because I thought it was really nice, but and it still works with the beat as well. So often is the case that you can get this sort of add a nice electronic beat or something, and you got something very, very much like William Orbit or whatever have you. It's good.
Yeah. So you've been doing pretty good, Carl. This is like the second episode in a row where we haven't really all too much been comparing music to artists that already exist. We're listening to a lot of original stuff, so you've been doing very well here with the choices. So
these guys, they're the ones doing well.
Hey, well, props out to you for actually listening to it. So, but yes, absolutely 100% props out to the musicians that are actually composing this music, because if you don't know by now, you can find these musicians in the video description below. YouTube is by all means our main format, but please do remember that if you have music that you would like to submit to this channel, head on to pulsemediamag.com, follow that music submission button. It is free. And then just follow the instructions, get your music out to me, and we will either put you onto this show or the DJXX 1s and 2s, or if you have a music video, maybe we'll do a music video gaga on you, but just be sure to have a kind of like weird eclectic or like really hot video that we actually kind of like, that melts our brains, I guess, so to speak here. So, hi. Well, I guess somebody's in love with Tinder here.
Looks that way. Carolina, yes.
Carolina, so, I will tell you this much. I'm like 99.99% sure she's Polish, because it's Carolina spelled with a K, and then the name of the song is actually Kropki 13. So Kropki means dots.
Is this Kropki 3? Because there's 3 of them.
Yes.
I think so. It's that. So it means what?
Kropki, dots. Like if you were taking a pen and you were just dotting on your pen.
That means dot.
Those are kropki. Dot. Kropka. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. So Kropki 3. So basically, what your mission is on this one, Tom, is I'll listen to this song and analyze that. You translate the song in full if you can, or just pick out some key lines because it is in Polish, and hopefully it will not be too fast for you to translate and stuff. But if you just pick out a couple of the key lines, it says it's a song she's composed, recorded it with my girls band Kropki 3. It's a little joke about online dating sites like Tinder. Very welcome to watch the song's video available on my YouTube. So that could be, well, we'll see what the video is like. Maybe we'll check that out for Video Gaga. But your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to translate as much as you can.
Okay. I will make notes along the way. So Tinder song right over here. It was released. I'm assuming it released because of the European format. This is the day, this is the month, this is the year. So
which is the logical way to do it, unlike
absolutely not. Month, day, year is the logical way to do it. We go.
Second, minute,
shut up.
Hour, day, week, month, year.
Carl, nobody wants to hear your British mumbo jumbo over here, all right? So, Tinder song released July 1st, 2022. If I'm getting that correctly, Carolina Kidon. This one's called Tinder Song. It is available on Spotify and YouTube. And if it is in Polish, in fact, then I will do my best to translate this for everybody. So let's enjoy here. Carolina, Tinder Song.
Sen tak piękny, że nie miałam wcale w planie się budzić. Oni dają się rycerz jeden pośród ludzi.
Jak księżniczka w taniej kiecce sprzedany z hajmu. Przyjaciółki są zazdrosne, a ja dobrze wiem czemu.
I kiedy powiem, że nigdy więcej już nie dam sobie wmówić wad, ty możesz podejść, wlać na mnie wodę, obudzić trochę i dostanę w twarz.
Hej, znów mi ktoś rozpierdzieli świat.
Hej, zbudowany z poprzednich strat.
Bo błędy swoje na swą niedolę ja wciąż powtarzam i to od lat.
Wtorek, czwartek, kwiatki, kolacja w sobotę.
Zmienił koło, kupił bułki, obsypał mnie złotem.
Dzwonił 1000 razy, messenger mi pikał.
Pisał, mówił,
Szeptał ja, on, my, że dostał bzika.
Bo zegar tyka. I kiedy powiem, że nigdy więcej już nie dam sobie wmówić wad,
ty możesz podejść, wylać na mnie wodę, obudzić trochę nim.
dostanę w twarz. Hej, znów mi ktoś rozpierdzieli świat.
Hej, zbudowany z poprzednich strat.
Bo błędy swoje na swą niedolę ja wciąż powtarzam i to od lat.
Czuję, że nie muszę snuć już dłużej tej opowieści.
Wszyscy chyba znamy finał historii o podobnej treści.
Jedno się jakoś za szybko,
Drugiemu się jakoś za szybko.
Więc to pierwsze płakało. I kiedy powiem, że nigdy więcej już nie dam sobie wmówić wad,
Ty możesz podejść, wylać na mnie wodę, obudzić trochę nim
dostanę w twarz.
hej, znów mi ktoś rozpierdzieli świat.
Hej, zbudowany z poprzednich strat. Bo błędy swoje na swą niedolę ja wciąż powtarzam i to od lat. Bo błędy swoje na swą niedolę ja wciąż powtarzam i to od lat. Twariruliru, 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 twapurapaj.
Człapuraj.
Pa, pa, ra, pa.
Twabudabadabada, twabudabadaj.
Well, my first thought when I first heard this was, really tight harmonies and lovely little run up in the beautiful harmony run up towards the sort of pre-chorus section, if that was what it was. And it's like they're the Polish version of the Andrews, a sort of modern version of the Andrews Sisters in the way they're singing, but also, that sort of modern twist with the sort of Caro Emerald type feel of sort of twee sort of 1940s and 50s singing things, but with very much modern twist, a few little sound effects in there. It's not the easiest or prettiest language to sing in, I'm thinking, so they're pretty skilled at doing it, because it would be hard for me to sing some of the lines and condense them as quickly as they did. But you can hear, without knowing the language, I can hear it's a fun song. So you get that in the song. There's a lot of going on, a lot of push and pull and ebb and flow in the song. So I really enjoyed it. It's a fun song. Almost don't have to hear what's being said, but I'd love to know. So over to you.
Well, I mean, what's being said is like the opening line is I don't have a plan to make, kind of like the literal translation. I don't have a plan to make, so I'm like hopping on Tinder, blah blah blah. Now someone's going to ruin my life, and it kind of like goes from there. Ktoś mi znów rozpierdzieli świat. That's like somebody again is going to ruin my world. So it just kind of like goes with that thing. What I love is it has like kind of like 20s 30s flapper girl kind of feel to it, and then kind of like going into, when you're looking at the pictures, it kind of almost looks like kind of like 50s housewife style, you know what I mean? And so it's a fun song. It's got that upbeat melody. I would definitely drop the vocals a little bit and work a little bit more on the compression of the for the background. That would be my only like real major critique as far as the production is concerned. But overall, I mean, I could do like a literal translation if you want me to. I just can't do it like real time because it's moving too fast for my brain, because Polish is my second language. I was born in Poland, but I was raised here. I do understand people when they speak to me. However, I need time to process. So it's just kind of like one of those things. I'm pretty sure, as you know, do you know a second language pretty well?
No, not really. I mean, I know smatterings of different bits and Dzień dobry and stuff. So I'll know certain phrases and things. I used to be better because I was working with Lithuanian, Polish, some Romanians, and so I just picked up little bits and words. I always ask people, how do you say hello? How do you say goodbye? How do you say cheers? How do you say thank you? And then I go and forget it. If you're not saying it every day, it's very hard to remember it.
Well, kind of like the like, let's say, like the Baltic and Slavic kind of region of the world, you can expect for cheers to be na zdrowie or some kind of affirmation of it, like you're raising a letter here or here, but it's for the most part na zdrowie, whichever
Yeah, it's like a cheers or bless you type thing, isn't it?
right, yeah, kind of right, because like in Russia it would be na zdrowia. I think that they have more of like an A pronunciation to it, whereas in Poland it's na zdrowie, which means basically in the literal transmission to your health is what it is. So listen, groovy song, they're on the right track, they got the look, they're obviously trying to build something here. Very apparent from the album art, from the from the way that they sing together. So they are trying to build something here. They are very I'm assuming that they're going to be very serious about it. I'm going to check out that YouTube video later. Actually, I need to mark this down here with a V to see if that one makes it onto Video Gaga. See if any of our critique here aligns with the 20s or 30s, flapper girls with the 50 styles, kind of like trad wife kind of thing going on here, with the modern twist to it. Obviously, with Tinder dating is what most of this had to do with, but definitely 100%. Once again, folks, video descriptions for these artists are in the video description below. Click on it. This is Kropki 3 or Kropki 3 if you need an English translation for that. Sometimes I need an English translation. Hello, mate.
All right, geezer.
Right. I know geezer well. So this will take us to our halfway point. We're going to take our break, so it will be seamless for you, but obviously for us, there's going to be a little bit more involved, and we will see you back here in, let's say, 10 minutes ish. For you, once again, it's seamless, so don't pay attention to the 10-minute statement there. See you soon.
See you in a bit.
Welcome back. I am DJ Exec. With me, as always, it is Carlos Fandango. We are here for our second half of the Underground Sound. And I hope you enjoyed the first half, because if I know Carlos, second half is going to be even better. So what I'd like to ask you here is, I'm looking at these pictures here. Rose Thorn, You'll Miss It.
Yeah, it's a bit of a curious one. There's nothing to say where Rose Thorn, in the profile, there's nothing to say where Rose Thorn is from or any information. I looked a little bit, I did a quick check, but there's other Rose Thorns out there in the ether, so it's difficult to find the information. All we do know is that Rose Thorn joined in July the 16th, 2020, has uploaded one song to Slap so far recently, as recently as 7 days ago, and that's it. So has, from looking at the profile pictures, is trying to carve out a sort of quite a distinct image, and it's almost that sort of I don't know if that's still an accepted phrase, but what they used to call gender bending, sort of the David Bowie kind of times. So there's that kind of thing going on, and I don't know, there's just something quirky about the track that I thought might appeal to some listeners and viewers, and it's a short track, so I thought it was worth giving it a go, something a bit different for us.
Okay. It says that it's the latest single, You'll Miss It, and having joined in July 16th, 2020, this track being posted 7 days ago, maybe this is the first production of a huge act to come. We don't know. Let's take a listen to it right now. Rose Thorn, You'll Miss It.
Obsession with the worst intention,
Your brain is bad, you love affection. Make a fence and walk around it. You can't make sense, you haven't found it. Why would you think too hard? No, 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 no. Lay out your every card. Go, 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 go. You can't play every part. No, 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 no. Skip to the bleeding heart. Go, 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 I said go. Don't sit and wait, you killed your fate. Don't stop to blink cause you'll miss it. Don't stop and stare, you're not prepared. Don't stop to think cause you'll miss it. You'll miss it. You'll miss it. Small talk makes the watch go slower. Cameraman is going lower. Face it, you aren't going nowhere. Strike a pose and get them to stare. Why would you think too hard? No, 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 no. Lay out your every card. Go, 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 go. You can't play every part. No, 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 no. Skip to the bleeding heart. Go, 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 I said go. Don't sit and wait, you killed your fate. Don't stop to blink cause you'll miss it. Don't stop and stare, you're not prepared. Don't stop to think cause you'll miss it. You'll miss it. Don't sit and wait, you killed your fate. Don't stop to blink cause you'll miss him. Don't stop and stare, you're not prepared. Don't stop to think cause you'll miss it. Don't sit and wait, you killed your fate. Don't stop to blink cause you'll miss it. Don't stop and stare, you're not prepared. Don't stop to think cause you'll miss it. You'll miss it. You'll miss it.
So, what did you think?
So sorry, I was writing my last note as we were closing it out. We'll say that the vocals are probably overlaid. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that was done on purpose or not, because I think that this would fall in more into the punk category than it would alternative rock. Because this is very reminiscent to like the Sex Pistols, Clash, or X-Ray Specs, the punk bands of the 80s, kind of like what you were saying, especially with the look, right, is kind of like that David Bowie, gender bending kind of like look to it. So it kind of gives me an inclination that maybe the vocals were done like that on purpose. Obviously there's not that much of a huge market for punk anymore. There used to be 70s, 80s for sure, Anarchy in the UK and all those good things. There's production issues, especially after the break, where the vocals are overpowering every single instrument that's there. And that's the portion that really made me think that the vocals were overlaid than them being on purpose. Maybe they are on purpose. I'm not exactly sure, but from a production standpoint, I would definitely, work on that a little bit. And this could be a good song because we do have, an 80s synth in there.
Yeah.
We got that thing going on. So it's not like there's nothing memorable about the song or anything like that. Short and sweet, 2 minutes 16, right? So could be record friendly, live friendly, video game friendly, whatever the case may be there. So, but I mean, it's lacking something. I can't put my finger on it exactly, but I think that there could be some improvements made to make this very memorable. Maybe if we layered a few more instruments in there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's quite a sparse arrangement. It's got a little bit of the, as you say, retro sort of sound with the all those little bits in there. So there's a little bit of detail in there. I know I was in two minds about this one because I really like, there's certain aspects I really liked about it, which is the the song itself is actually sort of quite catchy. I think you're right. It probably could do with a bit of beefing up, which would mean it would, just have a bit more oomph to it. Although I think the vocals probably do need to be the predominant instrument there, and because what he's done there is Rose Thorn has done has acted the vocals in that Bowie-esque way. So you've got the character coming through in the vocals. It's almost like a more feminine sort of version of Lou Reed vocals, if you know what I mean. So it's kind of that sort of acted out vocals, and I like that. But the very modern style song, probably sort of Gen Z sort of generation, and I think what you said about punk, I think I know a couple of people who are really into sort of the post-punk scene, and a lot of the modern music of the noughties has been very, very punk inspired. So a lot of the Green Day sort of stuff is rock, but it's sort of punky as well, and it's not quite the same, but it's got that feel, the vibe, the attitude.
Right.
And I suppose that's what's coming through in the vocals, is the attitude. I love that pre-chorus. No, 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 no. Go, 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 go. All that kind of thing. It really stays with you.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's the actual punk music. It's not that it's punk inspired. It is the actual punk music there, right? So that's what I'm talking about. Is because if you think back to the Clash of Sex Pistols, you had a lot of that going on. You had a lot of the same things going on here, and that's why I was making the comment, which is, even though the vocals sound overlaid, maybe that's done on purpose to put the vocals into the forefront of the music, because it's not like you can't hear the music. It's not like the vocals totally drown everything out. It's just the fact that they're overpowering, especially after that midsection, right? So either we're really onto something here, or we're just kind of like going crazy, so, but I mean, listen, it's an enjoyable song. It's definitely listenable. There's nothing wrong with it from the standpoint of music. I do believe that they're trying to get their kind of like a foot in there, right, with creating a brand image wise, right? Because unless that's the everyday style,
It might be just how Rose Thorn is, so
right.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking, as far as Rose Thorn is concerned here, from what I've seen, from what I've heard, I would compare the look, at least, to, like, let's say the likes of Silas Dean,
yes,
who's another fabulous independent artist. Will be on the Underground Presents very shortly. But but kind of
cultivated sort of look, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of like that thing where I'm taking my craft very seriously. So I'm doing what I can to make it serious for me, right? And that's the thing, and trying to portray that to people is going to be, I think, difficult these days. But again, it's an enjoyable song. I would have liked a little bit more meat on the bones. I really would have, whether it be a backing layer, a bit more bass, whatever the case may be, something in the background at least, which is bringing the that kind of like let's say 60s 70s kind of like punk, kind of like monotony, up to the up a little bit more towards the forefront, where the vocals come in, and that I think would be a good song.
So I was thinking it's got the attitude of punk. I don't hear it as a punk song, but I do hear it as a sort of actually that's more like it. It's the sort of kind of that punk inspired, more like a sort of Devo song. That kind of sort of it's that, because that was sort of punk, but it was also a little bit of synth in there, and it was a bit of a fusion of slightly sort of odd fusion of things going on there. I just think maybe even if they only beefed up the chorus parts or something, so it really hit you, and then calms down and comes all quiet again, because sometimes that juxtaposition really works well.
You know why this song is a hit?
Go on.
Because you and I are talking about it so much.
Yep.
Yeah. You understand? Like, here's the thing, because my take on the punk portion of it is because you constantly hear that good guitar
Right.
in the background, right? Whereas you're talking about, you're hearing Devo, where I'm saying kind of like, let's build this up a little bit. This is where I'm talking about. This is why this song is a hit, is we're talking about it. It's memorable. It's sticking in your mind. Definitely would listen to it again afterwards just because of the conversation that we're having.
Yeah,
Right.
and do you know,
So-
when I heard the vocals, it made me think, do you know what? I keep meaning to act more of my. I try and do different vocal styles and approach songs in different ways when I write different songs, and I sing them differently. If you heard my music, you hear that I've tried to, an Elvis one or a T-Rex one or this one or that one, but that was an acted song, and I mean, it might be that just his characters coming through, Rose Thorne's characters coming through, but it just reminded me also that, that Bowie used to act the songs, and I thought I really keep meaning to do that and really do some songs that are real character songs where you're actually singing as someone and it being really expressive, because the thing is, when you think you're being expressive into the mic, this is a good thing to talk about, actually, because when you're singing into the mic and you think you're being expressive and you hear it back, it's just like when you're acting in front of a video camera or something and you think you're sort of doing all these amazing sort of acting and stuff, and you look back and you're sort of talking very monotone, and you think, wow, I thought I was putting myself into that, but you have to really put yourself into it and exaggerate to get the performance that you need, and that's often the case, and I think that's what's happened there is Rose Thorne has put the performance into that vocal there, and that's really what carries the song.
All I'm gonna say at this point is well done, because we're talking about this. We've been talking about it for a few minutes already, so very well done. We do analyze songs and we do talk about songs, but the whole thing is that this one we're really tearing apart piece by piece by piece by piece, which is starting to make me think that was the original intention, especially with the look there. Maybe we were going for that let's get to talking about Bowie thing again, right? And so yeah, I totally understand the point here. I'm still sticking with punk. You still stick with your view.
Post-punk.
I'm still gonna say punk, but in either case, I do like it just because it sparked up the conversation, right? Which I'm sure that there's a lot of people that would listen to the song who are musicians that would start talking about this again, which would make this a very memorable song. So very well done. Thumbs up. Damn, that might have to be a certified banger.
Could be.
Might
say tomato, I say tomato.
It might have to be. I'm gonna have to listen to it again and really kind of focus. But it might have to be just because of this conversation. There's been a lot of back and forth just on what we're thinking about it, where as opposed to we can quickly go to who we're thinking about and kind of compare styles and things of that nature. So very well done. Welcome to the Underground Sound, I should say. And wow. Okay. So now I'm kind of all discombobulated. So we need to
well, that's done its job in that song. That's good.
Yeah, it definitely has. So yeah. So we're up to track 7 here, which is going to be Tiago, Scared of the Dark. What kind of pretext you got here?
I can't remember much about this one. But it says, I hope you enjoy it, because we don't know where Tiago's from, or we only know that Tiago joined in February 2018, but actually has had a few songs uploaded as well. So that's 16 tracks, 467 plays, and 49 followers, which is good so far. This one is called Scared of the Dark, and it says, I hope you enjoy my new single. It's available on all major platforms. Thank you so much for listening. I'm an upcoming artist trying to find his audience, and I hope you vibe with this. So, somebody who's trying to push their music out there, let's try and give them some help.
There you go. Tiago, Scared of the Dark is available on Spotify, Apple Music, and our favorite platform at the moment, YouTube. So let's take a listen. Scared of the Dark, I should say.
You said there's no monsters in my closet, but I see them every night. said you keep me warm, I know it. And now I wish you were lying. I can tell it's getting close to midnight and I need you here. It's close to midnight when I'm holding her close to my chest. I swear I used to be so goddamn scared of the dark. The dark. I've been seeing shadows in my bedroom again. I don't want them too close to me. Wish you were sleeping with me again. I can tell it's getting close to midnight and I need you here. It's close to midnight and I'm holding her close to my chest. I swear I used to be so goddamn scared of the dark. I swear I needed you to make this love into some spark. Scared of the dark. Why do the shadows keep following me? Yeah. Why do the shadows keep following me, baby? Gotta get a piece, yeah. I know it's getting a little too hard to hold, yeah. Wishing a piece, yeah, wishing a piece of your heart. I gotta get a piece, gotta get a piece of your heart. 'Cause I've been seeing shadows in my bedroom again. I don't want them too close to me. Wish you were sleeping with me again. I can tell it's getting close to midnight and I need you here. It's close to midnight when I'm holding her close to my chest. I swear I used to be so goddamn scared of the dark. The dark, oh. I swear I used to be so goddamn scared of the dark. I swear I used to wanna hold her close to my chest. So close to midnight, yeah. It's close to midnight. It's close to midnight and I want you here. I swear I used to be so goddamn scared of the dark. I swear I used to wanna hold you close to my chest. So close to midnight, yeah. So close to midnight. So close to midnight, yeah.
Take that one away, Carlos Fandango.
Okay, so yeah, I think Slick Production is one of the first take homes I had from when I first listened to that song, and it's not my normal cup of tea, I would say, that sort of pop R&B thing. Although, as I say, Slick Production, it reminded me somehow with the rhythm of the guitar and the way it was set out in the mix was sort of just somehow reminded me of Quincy Jones' production on Thriller, particularly Human Nature, that sort of sound, that vibe. Lyrically, I think it would connect with people, and it's that kind of modern sound. I think its vocals very contemporary. I like the low high octave thing when the low husky voice came in saying scared of the dark with the high octave, but it wasn't just an octave apart, it was 2 octaves apart, which really worked well and was quite unusual and cool. One thing I would say is I would like that song to develop just a little bit more. There was a really good opportunity of the beat dropping on the second chorus. When the second chorus came in, it's a great opportunity to really sort of not go mad with it, but just add a bit more backing synthesizer, single note stuff, just sustained, just a bit more meat to that last section, maybe a bit more rhythmically going on. You could probably extend the song slightly with a bit more rhythm, and I know a lot of songs don't fade now, they're mostly cold cuts, but you could do an album version that fades out in a sort of more of a Michael Jackson's way. So I think there's a bit of the Weeknd feel about it as well. And overall, I really actually quite like that song a lot more than I thought I would. It's not my usual thing, but I think it was good.
It's good. I'm going to agree with you on there is that it's good. I definitely love the reverb vocal effect, and what you're talking about is kind of like the backing vocal, the ad-libbing where you have the lower vocal in the background. I do like that. I think that we could shorten the song up. Or we could shorten it down, right? Whichever way you want to look at it. We could shorten it up, we could shorten it down. I think we could make it about 2:30, trim about 46 seconds off there, because when we get to the third quarter break there where the instruments kind of start dropping off, and especially where we're looking at the fires and kind of like comments and everything, they just kind of like take a nosedive. There's none there. I think that a lot of people start to maybe get bored around that point. For lack of a better word here, just because I do think that portion could be trimmed out to add a little bit more beef to the song, as you had said, and that's really the only thing that I got to say. From the first thing that I was hearing, I was, like when it started, I thought it was going to end up being a bit more rockish pop than kind of like hip hopish pop, because it kind of like had that Streets of Philadelphia kind of like sound to it. But I do think that thing with 3 minutes 16, almost 3 minutes 17, right? I do think that it could be trimmed down to take out that third quarter, get that break, add a little bit more meat, keep the ad-libbing and the vocal effects in there, because it's really doing justice for the song, because it does sound like a very professional production. But that would be, once again, other than that, the only negative critique that I would have, if you want to consider it negative, would be the fact that let's trim it down to 2.5, make it syncable and licensable and commercial friendly, radio friendly, and things of that nature, because I could see this being in a lot of places.
Well, I actually think 3:16 is quite, it's radio friendly length. It's anything from 3 to 4 minutes is fine. Radio friendly. I think that section could just. I think that second half of the song where that section comes in, that 3/4 section, I think the issue is that it needs more going on that's interesting, or maybe more of a change, or an instrumental, or something different with the vocals going on. It drifts at that point. That's why I think people stop sort of pressing fire there. But it does build in. That's why I think a bigger drop. If you're going to have that section left in there, you need a bigger drop and a bigger end to the song.
Yeah,
so you get payoff basically.
Yeah, you need a bigger climax.
So
you definitely do, because
that's a small tweak production-wise. That's mixing-wise. That's just a small little detail tweaks there, I would say.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. Is just, instead of doing that, just cut it out and keep the song going in one specific rhythm, because now you would be going to have a drop like that, and to then build up like this huge climax would be a completely different song, in my opinion, because the first second half of the song, you're really going in a very kind of like melodic rhythmic tempo, right? And then just to kind of like cut it to add more beef and to get this climax going here, I think that would be very overpowering, personally.
I just think to cut it would be too short, and then there wouldn't be enough going on. It's just like verse, chorus, and that's it. It's like, I feel like maybe just that little section there, I think the length's fine. I think it's just, it needs to be a little bit more dynamism in whatever's going on, not necessarily loudness, but dynamism in the rhythm or something, even if it quietens it all down more, so that then you've gone from there to there to there, and it just has more impact at the end. I just think that little drifty section, if you handled that slightly differently, the song would be really on point.
I can see that if you had a drop down, added maybe like a nice reverse kind of like crash to it, and then when the reverse crash actually comes in, get the actual song just kind of like blowing back up again. Yeah, I get your point. Yeah,
because then you get the ebb and flow rather than just a short song that's okay. You get something that you're actually involved with.
I can see that. Yeah, good to point that out. So once again, maybe it does work at 3:16. For me, it was working at 2:30. But but thinking about that reverse crash coming in there, and then kind of like having that slow down, that quietness with the automation, coming back with the reverse crash, and boom, we're back into the song. 316 probably isn't a bad time for it, but overall, once again, production wise, produced very well. Sounded like everything was pretty well mastered. We had a good kick going. We had good melodies going. The vocals were in there. Very much so layered vocals. Probably, I'm going to say probably about 5 or 6 tiers of layered vocals with the ad libs and everything like that. So I'm going to say well done on the vocals from my stance personally, because that's always kind of like been my thing. I point that out just about as much as Carlos points out ebb and flow. So yeah, well done, good song. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just from our perspective as listeners, once again, and guys who have been in music for eons and eons and eons and eons. Yeah,
well,
maybe.
I have, but only for a short while in terms of getting my music out there. So I'm still really inexperienced in many ways of production. I just learn as I go, like a lot of people who are out there independent. They're just learning as they go, and it's always good to get advice. I take on board advice. It's meant, and anything we give out advice wise or critiquing the songs, it's not meant negatively. We mean it constructively, and we give it out so that you get stronger as an artist, better as an artist, and develop. Because anybody gives me critiques, I take it on board, I learn, I get better, and that's it.
Absolutely, folks. Once again, musicians are amongst some of the nicest people that you will meet in your life. There's a different type of, I believe, mentality to it. So if you're not on Slaps like these people are, maybe check Slaps out. Once again, we have no affiliation with them whatsoever. We have no affiliation with DistroKid, which Slaps is the format of DistroKid for the music there. But definitely check them out, collaborate with some people. Most of the people that I have spoken to on Slaps are down for collaboration, down for all that kind of stuff. And as Carlos had mentioned, all of our criticism is meant to be positive. Even if it sounds negative for whatever reason, it is meant to be positive. With that said, please visit the video description below. Find the link to the particular artist that we are talking about. Go spread some love, and let's try to get them more out into the world as they should be, because mainstream music sucks.
That's right. And that's why we go to the underground sound,
where we're putting the us back into music.
So please do like, subscribe, and share, and let's get your music out there. Oh, we're getting good at this.
Oh, that was pretty slick. Right there.
Slick, yeah.
That was pretty good. Part 2.
Right.
Purple Bowl of Dust.
Oh, yes. Where's it coming from this time? Oh, it's over here. There we are. Right. Okay. So, I'm Never Shiver. Right. Say when?
And now.
All right. So, from the bottom of the bowl. Oh. Sorry, I dropped it, but I think it's that one on top there. Oh, okay. We've had this before, this category, but it is indeed comedy.
Comedy. Let's check that out.
Let's check this. A curious one. That comedy again.
Comedy.
Second time in 2 or 3 weeks.
And comedy worked out for us last time.
That's true.
It really did. It was the Middle Eastern gentleman.
The chap who the song about losing your wallet.
It was something about that.
Turkish guy, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Forget what it's called now, but actually I've got it in my saved, so I will find it.
It was Charbel Eliatawa.
Yes, that's different.
With Khalek Saleh. So so our brand new track, dun, 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 that was posted 14 hours ago. Is Eleanor Brown with a song called Belarus on Spotify and YouTube. Once again, folks, for those of you that don't know, the Purple Bowl of Destiny guides our fates. We must obey, and we must listen to the newest track on the charts. There you go. Carl, tap on your microphone real quick so that way the picture switches. The picture hasn't switched yet.
Thank you. Yes, this is the Purple Bowl of Destiny, which we revere at the moment, all the while it performs.
Indeed. So let's get some background info on Eleanor here. Wow. Baku Azbarian. So 68 followers, 790 plays, 23 tracks labeled as hip hop, but also in the comedy section. What do you think? Oh, yeah. Comedy section of Slaps.com, by the way, has 7.1 thousand members with over 18,500 plays and over 400, not over, it literally says 495 tracks. Let's check this one out, though. I'm getting my first impression. My first impression right here is going to be Frank Zappa.
I'll keep an open mind. It could well be, but it's so Eleanor Brown is from Baku in Azerbaijan. So who knows what we're going to get? It's the first time we've visited Azerbaijan on the show.
There you go. Sit back, relax, check out Belarus here.
Нападение на Беларусь, нападение на Беларусь, нападение на Беларусь, нападение на Беларусь. 4 позиции карту привез и 4 хуи он барту принес. Жопы он в чьи-то хуи сует, и в городе он будет дает. Усатый полосатый как Бармалей, не слышит и не видит он воу-гей. Скачай, обнови, давай право, хей. Только ни у тебя, ни у Саши волос нет. Чел такой старый, как Ванга. Танцуем балет, как танго. Перед не в Бога, а сатана. Сейчас задушу его с катана. Разъебаю как зубари, все хейтеры в ступоре. Вещи не горы, юморы, делю хуйню не в руморе. 35 лет волос нет, хейтерам голос нет. Лукшенко голос есть, вся жопа просто жесть. Саша пришел домой, прикинь, там жена Лука бикини. И в нее зашел дикини, до утра они в вагине. Лука стоит и дрочит, и видно ему похует. И с камерой снимает это, я понял, что это песня в нас попала. Что-то, дверь стучится кто-то, это лицо года. Дошлем его туда. Прикрой ты волюмы, прибавь ты волюмы. Представь ты в городе, самка ходит в воде. Нападение на Беларусь, нападение на Беларусь, нападение на Беларусь, нападение на Беларусь.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what to say. I mean, the thing is, we don't know what they're saying here. So, it could be the most offensive song in the world ever. We wouldn't know it. And it's probably offending Russians or something, or Belarusians. And, we could be starting World War III by playing the song, but, in the public. Or it could be full of the N-word and we wouldn't know it. So it's but I do know, looking at that picture there, it's a target, obviously, and that happens to be the leader of Belarus, the president, Alexander Lukashenko. So it's obviously an attack on Belarus in a comedic way or something, I'm guessing. So if we've got any Belarusian listeners, please do comment, like, and share, and tell us what it's all about.
Oh my goodness, please comment and let us know what's going on here, because
and tell if it's funny or not.
Yeah, exactly. Production wise, I don't think that we have anything to talk about. The only thing that I will say is that the song is available on Spotify and YouTube. So I've marked the V down here in my notes, because this may very well end up in our Video Gaga library for who knows. My goodness. But I think we can safely move on from here.
Well, the Purple Bowl sort of, I don't know there. Well, it was a 50% success tonight, that's for sure. So, if it goes to naught at some point, 0% success, then we've got to start asking questions.
Yeah, I think you need to threaten a little bit more with the Green Bowl of Destiny, or
the Tibetan Bowl of Destiny. Yeah, I'll just ting it every now and then, and it will know to
just
keep sharp.
Yeah, straighten up and fly right. So hey,
exactly.
All right. Moving on to our ninth song of the evening. Thank you for obviously joining us on the Underground Sound. I am DJ Exec. With me is Carlos Fandango. We are trolling slaps.com over here to find the best music.
It's not only Carlos Fandango, it's also Purdy.
It's your cat's fading in and out of the background, like kind of like an Inception type thing.
She wants to stand up here, but she's going to switch us off or something by mistake. So I've got to be careful.
You know what it is she likes the bass in my voice. You know, so
that's what it is. Yeah, the alluring bass.
I'm telling you, chicks dig it and cats dig it. You know, so
Chicks and cats.
chicks
Right,
and
okay.
cats, I guess, go hand in hand in either case. Yeah. Any girl, any girl.
Pussy. That's what you're saying.
Any girl that I've met that's had a cat, the cats like come like flocking to me.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember I woke up with literally just because a cat was like meowing in my face at 7:00 in the morning on a Saturday, and I was just like, I'm gonna punch your cat out the fucking window. Like, seriously.
So you reckon it's the voice and it's not nothing to do with smell or anything? You don't smell a fish or something?
That's not very nice, Carl. I thought we were friends, you know. So,
Oh dear.
Oh, my God.
On to the next song then.
moving on, we have the Shrinks coming up here. This song is called "Push and Pull," labeled as alternative rock. Do you remember? Do you remember anything about this song?
I do actually, yeah, because I remember my comment on it, and I'll say that at the end of the song. But yeah, from Gold Coast. Where's QLD? Australia. Oh, Queensland. Australia.
Queensland,
So, yeah, Queensland, Australia. So, yeah, one track, 9 followers. Yeah, this is sort of in the alternative rock and pop category. And yeah, I think it fits in there. Although I think I had a very specific sort of idea and comment about this one. I like the song, but there was something I would slightly tweak about it.
Let's check it out. This is the Shrinks with "Push and Pull."
Can we talk about the push and pull that you put me through? Can we talk about the days and nights that I lost my cool? Can we talk about your eyes as they looked away when I thought they'd stay? Can we talk about the highs that we felt those days now they've slipped away? You tried to push, I tried to pull, but in the end we ended up fools. I couldn't win, you couldn't lose, only see red, feeling the blues. I remember in the fall when you smiled while I glanced your way. Now we fall into it all. Now the leaves have gone and we're stuck this way. I remember in the cold when you stripped away words I couldn't say. Memories spring into my mind. You're no longer mine as we slip through time. You tried to push, I tried to pull, but in the end, you made me the fool. I'll never win, you'll never lose, only see red, feeling the blues. You tried to push, I tried to pull, but in the end, you made me the fool. I'll never win, you'll never lose. I tried so hard, but you'll never move.
Los Fandango.
Right. I remember what I liked about the song. There's quite a sort of there's a sort of sense of darkness around the song. It reminds me of something from the early noughties. I cannot for the life of me think of what song it was, but there was a specific song that it really does sound a bit like in the vibe. But yeah, sort of a bit dark, quite melodic, quite catchy, quite hooky. I like the at the start. It really, just catches your ear, and you don't often hear that sort of thing. So I thought that was quite a nice little touch. My biggest comment really was that, given that the content, the title of the song is Push and Pull, what I would like to see production-wise, mix-wise, is the producer having a bit more impact on just a little bit of subtle push and pull in the song. So the drums were and it was just all the way through the song. What I would do is stop, start here and there, maybe have a tape stop, and then start back up again. So you have then a natural push and pull to go with the theme of the song and the lyrics. So it really feels like you're being pushed and pulled around like the protagonist is in the song in that relationship. So I like the instrumental ending as well. I thought it was quite a nice little touch. And so it was all there. I just think it just needed a bit more dynamism in the production side of things, and a little bit more attention to detail with things like the drums, because you can change things and pay. Yeah, it's all very well having a sort of like a stock drum sort of thing going in there, but you can really mix things up by make a big difference by paying attention to the tiny details, and just changing it around a bit here and there, making it interesting. It was interesting enough as it was, but I think it just could have a bit more dynamism in it. That's all. That's my new word for the night, I think. Dynamism.
Dynamism? Dynamism. Okay. I have a few suggestions of kind of like sounds like right off the bat, which would be White Stripes, Weezer. If you think of a big band, kind of like Cake, definitely Cake-ish. Even you can get into Fastball, if you remember Fastball with "Where Are You Going Without Ever Knowing the Way," right? So they had that song. It kind of like I think the drums, to your point here, because I was noticing it as well, but I think that the drums in this song were just specifically meant to keep rhythm. I don't think that the drums were the big part of the song. I think that the vocals were a big part of the song. I love when kind of like that kind of like doorsy kind of like organ got thrown in before what we were talking about, with the with that other song before, like the climax, right? So overall, I think it was good. I do see your point. Don't get me wrong. Is that if we put a little bit more production behind it, make it like a let's say a feature film instead of an intro, then this song definitely has a lot of potential. But I'll tell you what, I could listen to this live. I could definitely listen to it again on the on Slaps or on the playlist. So I definitely think that the song could be very well playlistable.
And I think since you mentioned Cake, I think that was the one I was thinking of. The song, it was Frank Sinatra, because it's got that drum sound.
Yeah.
So that is exactly the song I was thinking of that I couldn't place. But that, again, that's got a sort of slightly dark sound to it, and I like what they're doing here. I just think if I was producing that, I would make suggestions for them and say, let's just introduce a bit more sort of let's marry up those lyrics and the theme with that song, so that you're actually slightly pushed and pulled around a bit, rather than it being very 4/4 all the way through. I know the drums aren't the main feature, but they can be a feature that supports the song rather than just supporting the rhythm.
I get what you're saying, because if you look at like a band like Metallica, the drums are a huge portion of that show. The drums are a huge portion of that band. Lars Ulrich is who he is, for crying out loud. But when you kind of like go back and like listen to this once again, I think that the drums were just basically meant to keep tempo.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't really think that there was that much of a production as far as that's concerned. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I think that it may have been done deliberately. So that would be the only thing that I have to say. Would you listen to it again, and what do you give it? You know,
Oh yeah, I definitely would, because it's a good song, and I like the melody. I like the darkness. And there's something about it that's a bit dark, and I like those kind of sounding songs, because I forget, if I listen to the song itself and the melodies and the way the song's delivered vocally, I forget to listen to the lyrics always, and because I get carried away with the music usually. So so I would have to listen to that song again and again in order to actually listen to the lyrics. So it encourages me to listen to the lyrics. But I like the way the vocals were delivered anyway, and I think it matched the song nicely. They've got something good going on there. That's their first, I think, their first upload. So I'm hopeful that they'll upload more. Not necessarily all the same, but in a similar sort of vein. And if that's what they can do, and that's their first effort, then that's really credit to them. They they should be heard, and they should definitely get more music out there and record more.
I think so. I think we could definitely drop the dance genre of it with the with this one upload, because it is one upload with 9 followers, 78 plays, which is not that bad of a ratio there. But yeah, this is again one of the first things that it made me think about is the big band orchestra, kind of like bands like Cake, where you had a lot going on, with this one kind of like being minimal, so it kind of like somewhere in between Cake and the White Stripes, right? So somewhere in between 2 people and 200, so but hey, listen, I think it was poppy. Good overall. I would give the song an 8 out of 10, honestly, tell you the truth. I don't necessarily think if it's that it's a banger or not, but
8's a good score.
That's good. 8's a good score.
Yeah,
I'd love to hear more. Like, let's do that. You know what? As a matter of fact, well, I'm going to follow them anyway later, because I have to follow them to send them a message to let them know that that we have reviewed them. But yeah, but I do like that one. So what do we got going on here? Let me grab this last. Oh, how time flies when you're having fun, for crying out loud.
indeed. It's this last track, I mean, it's not our traditional showstopper as such, but I couldn't figure out where to place it except for here, because I was really impressed with the voice. But let's see what you think. This is an artist called Casey, Kacey, from Amityville, New York, USA.
No.
It has the house on the hill.
Yeah, for anyone who remembers that song by Eminem. Yeah.
I used to quite like that song. Yeah. And even though I write music on things that happen in my life, I'm also just a 22-year-old woman. So I feel like a lot of people in their 20s will be able to relate to my songs. Love making music in general. Feels like one of those things that everyone can love no matter what. Well, that's true. And but yeah, she just says, I just hope my music makes people feel the way I do whenever I listen to some of my favorite artists, no matter what that feeling is. Yeah, and this is the whole point. Music is there to move you in some way, and it's good. So Casey's uploaded this track's been uploaded a few times. I think it's as opposed to reposting it, but it was only posted originally a few days ago. So she's fairly new to Slaps anyway. Joined May this year.
Well, let's see. Posted 8 days ago, and Our Separate Ways. I'm pretty sure we can think of a band that has the name of that song pretty famously. I'm really waiting to hear this from reading it and hearing the bio. I'm ready to hear this. Casey from New York, Amityville specifically. Our Separate Ways is available also on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. So check those out. Remember, as always, to visit the video description below, find the links to these artists, and go show some love. So here we go. Without further ado, Casey, Our Separate Ways.
It's time for us to go our separate ways, away from this old place, whether it's dark or it's bright. I know we'll be alright, and we've got to heal these old scars, but it's what we all need, so we can be free. And we gotta go on, and we gotta it's now or it's now. We're like birds flying from their nest. There's no time to rest.
Carlos Fandango.
Right. When I first heard this, I saw her profile. Now, I've got to say, I didn't expect that voice to be like that. And that was like she's 22 years old. It sounds like a country singer in her 30s. That sort of mature country singer type voice. And that was that kind of country-esque vibe to the song. And it's sort of ballad. But honestly, I thought her voice blew me away. There's a little, I think she keeps growing in confidence, and there's hints of a little bit of nerves coming through in the song, I think, maybe, or it might be just that there's a natural slight tremolo in her voice. But I think if she carries on delivering like that and singing like that, then she's one to watch, because I thought the voice was pretty stunning, actually, breathtaking. I wasn't expecting that, but the harmonies are nice and close and tight, and she's done a good job there. She wrote the song herself when she graduated from high school, and so she can write and construct songs. It's now or it's now I like that line in the song. It's now or it's now. It's just a really memorable little line as well. So I think she's got a lot of potential. I've reached out to her already and followed her and said, would like to write a song for you at some point. So I'm hoping to write a song with her for her, because I'd like to hear what she can do and just try and push that vocal a bit further in a big ballad.
Well, here for me, I'm going to say let's get the elephant out of the room, right? Which is, as you said, beautiful voice. And as to your point, I think the tremolo is natural. When listening to it on the monitors here, I was like, the tremolo, I believe, is natural. I don't believe it's nerves. I believe that that when you read that, it's now or now, then there's no nerves. This is just going all out. Like, it's now or now. I have the confidence. We're doing this shit. You know what I mean? I believe that it's that. I was very surprised. Like you said, don't judge a book by its cover, again, folks, because I was very surprised to hear that country guitar kind of like in the opening notes of the song to kind of like start that song off, because I don't think that you would have expected it from the picture. But once again, don't judge a book. The production, I believe, is professionally I believe it's a professionally produced song. I do also think that quite possibly she's had some vocal training, because I don't know if there are people that have talent, obviously, and hey, Casey, if you're watching this and you hear our review, please let us know. Is that your natural style, or did you have to go through some vocal practice to actually get that? Because I'm pretty sure that there would be a lot of singers out there that would want to know that, right? Is how can I create that kind of like effect with the tremolo going through my voice, kind of like just naturally. So, but I gotta say, hey, as a showstopper, very, very well done. Like, really, really, really awesome. Very listenable song, very relatable song. A lot going on there. For as simplistic as it is, right? For the production value, the simple production value, where we're talking about a 4-instrument band here, basically, kind of like going through this song. It's
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. For me, that's quite a strict. It's quite a strict back production, and yet the song, okay, 3.5 minutes is the song is carried by that vocal. So it just goes to show you don't really need all the bells and whistles, the sort of things that I'd put on a song. I find it hard to strip back songs to the bare necessities, but that was, there's nothing too outrageously developed and big going on there. Just a very straight song, nice song, and I think it needed that. I think the production was done very sensitively to her vocal, and it put her vocal right in the center of things. Everything was built around it, and quite rightly so, because that is the main instrument of the song. That stunning vocal. Looking at her influences, it's mostly contemporary modern artists, and yet there's Johnny Cash in there as well, which is the only one that's shared with my influences, as it indicates on Slaps, but Elliott Smith is in there as well, and he's a good songwriter. Oasis, so you can sort of hear probably Ed Sheeran's in there, Taylor Swift. There's a combination, an amalgam of all those sort of artists going on there somewhere. But mainly that was a sort of more of a country song for me, and I love all that, all the sort of 70s country, 60s country, 50s, but the 70s country in particular and 80s had a lot of female ballad singers, and obviously got Dolly Parton and Crystal Gale and all these different artists and so forth, Emmylou Harris. So it was in that sort of territory, really. The production wise, obviously, it's more of a modern production, but you could easily pop that into the 70s, give it a 70s production and sound, a little bit of orchestration and things as they would have had with the strings, and that could easily be a 70s song. So I, which is for me a big compliment, from me to Casey. I'd like to hear more. I'd like to write for her as well, and I think it's she could do some really good work.
She could. I'm wondering why the song was uploaded 5 times in a single day.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Is that some people do that? Yeah, they'll put the song up and just keep posting the song. I think it might be that she's posted it rather than realizing maybe that she could repost it. This is what it is. Because you can only repost once. So this is probably the way around reposting. So you could put a song up, but you can't repost it for in less than 7 days. You have to wait 7 days or 6 days to repost it. So rather than waiting, she's reposted the song again.
Well, let's go beyond that fact, right? Here we go. So for the 18 influences, here we go. We go with Phineas, Wallows, Billie Eilish, Oasis, Coldplay, Avril Lavigne, Elliott Smith, Johnny Cash, Bad Religion, Rancid, Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Ariana Grande, Lady Gaga, Mariah Carey, TLC, Boyz II Men, Green Day. Now, those are influences that are kind of like obviously somebody like you and I, where we, encompass multiple genres of music into our lifestyle. And her voice would definitely reflect that, right? Is because I didn't think about it until I looked at Green Day, and then I thought about Boulevard of Broken Dreams. I walk a lonely road, right, and you could kind of like hear a little bit of that in the guitar and in her voice. So yeah, I totally get it. She is a superstar, 100%. 100%. I think that whoever the sound engineer is and whoever the producer is that she teamed up with here is a good match.
Yes.
Because they really worked this song nicely. It's memorable in so many ways. Like you said, whether you're thinking about the 70s or whether you're thinking about that, a 35-year-old, seasoned country singer, the song works in so many ways that it's memorable. And I got to tell you, Casey, you don't need to post it, every day or so. Believe me, it's going to get there. You just need the right audience, and the right audience for you just might be the underground sound.
Indeed, yeah, that's right. But I think what I'll do, I will get round to writing a song for Casey, and hopefully I can sort of try. What I'm keen to do is always when you hear a really good singer, they can what's the word? Deliver a song and really act a song out. And I think it would be really interesting to write a song or with her or for her, but to try and push that vocal and see how far in different directions it can go, because that's within a certain quite reasonable range there that she develops, and be interesting just to see what else she can do, because with those eclectic sort of tastes, it would suggest potentially that she, and from her description on her profile, it would suggest that she might be able to sort of put her hand to different styles and genres quite easily. Not all vocals suit all different types of genres, and some people are less adaptable, but some people are very good at striding different genres quite easily, just because they've got that quality voice that is the pivotal thing. You look at someone, some of the great artists there, they can sing in different styles because they just got a great adaptable voice.
Yeah. Not many singers like that these days.
No, not many.
I think Billie Eilish is Billie Eilish. Adele is Adele. I mean, you're pretty much kind of like within your genre. Adele has a great voice overall. It's just the fact that she has more baritone in her voice than anything else, right? So that's what really makes her stand out, I believe, with her songs. But I got to tell you, I'm looking forward, and I think that we are going to hear more from Casey here.
I do hope so. I really do.
I think we're going to see her on The Voice or America's Got Talent or one of these shows that's going to be on TV. And Casey, wishing you all the best, obviously, from the Underground Sound, myself and Carlos Fandango. Because I believe that I believe that you have a future ahead of you. I really do. I really do. It's kind of like it's a sticky song. It really is. It is a sticky song.
Yeah, I mean, I thought so. I was hopeful that you'd spot what I'd spotted, because I thought, oh, maybe it's just me, and I like that kind of voice, and it's a sort of soft but powerful voice. It's not overblown. She's not warbling and doing all these different things with her voice, and nothing affected. It's a very natural voice. That's what really appeals to me, because you don't get many singers these days that actually know who it is straight away, and also they're not trying to put on some sort of show because they can. That's just because they can.
That's the point that I was making, is that she hooked up with a really good music engineer and a music producer, is because they realized, as you said, that her voice is the main instrument here. So they built the song around that, and they did a really good job. So once again, Casey, you got to give props. You got to give props to your music producer and your music engineer. Maybe they're both in the same. Maybe you are, for crying out loud. I don't know.
It might be all done by Casey. Yeah.
We are listening to your song for the first time here. So very well done. Big congrats, and definitely look forward to hearing more from you in your bright future coming up. So that was our showstopper, folks. And for the Underground Sound, we will say good night. This 22nd day of August 2022. I am DJ X Tech, Carlos Fandango.
Fare thee well.
We are the Underground Sound. We are putting the us back into music.
Please do like, subscribe, and share, and let's get your music out there.
Absolutely, positively. We will join you with the Underground Sound in 2 weeks, and then obviously next week, every alternating Friday basically is the Underground Sound, and every alternating Friday beyond that is DJ XTech's Ones and Twos Underground, where we do take music submissions directly that come to me. And thank you all for watching. Can't thank you enough for everybody that has just recently subscribed or has been a subscriber from the beginning. We do appreciate you all. Be sure to poke around the website and not the website. I'm sorry. Be sure to poke around the channel and take a look at the other videos that we have going on here. The Video Gaga, the Fandango's faves. Text tracks will be coming up soon. More live stations, for crying out loud. More live sessions coming very shortly.
Oh, you've got an interview coming up, haven't you? Wow, this is a really exciting one.
This is a big one. This is probably nearly a year in the making. An interview with De Laurentiis. If you have not seen me talk about De Laurentiis, if you have not heard about her, absolutely 100%, I will be posting updates on this. De Laurentiis is an artist, to say the least, who has been featured on The Voice, TED Talks, all over TV in France. Rooftop sessions. She's got some great music videos out. She has some amazing music out. I can guarantee you that if you're a fan of singers, electronic, pop, or hip hop, you are going to love her stuff. She's just multifaceted, multi-talented. And she's kind of okay on the eyes also, you know what I mean? So listen, no, all around great artist. Like, trust me, I'm so stoked for this interview. The interview will actually be taking place on the 7th at noon. Once I get that edited, which I'm going to try to do as soon as possible. I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know how much time she's going to have. I obviously have 1,000,001 questions that I want to ask her, because I want to ask her not only, one of the main questions is, how are you surviving solely as a musician these days, but how are you also surviving like solely as a female musician these days, a solo female act? Like, that should kind of like blow your mind a little bit right there, because it's fantastic. It's going to be a great interview. Looking very much forward to it, and more updates coming. I'm pretty sure we're going to create a little clip out of that. For those of you who don't know, also, the channel is growing, and it's not that Carlos and I are getting more popular because we're like handsome and easy on the eyes and everything.
Of course, yeah.
Maybe we should apply for like Chippendales or something like that. What do you think?
Ooh, I don't know about that.
You don't know about that? Okay. Well, neither do I. I was hoping you would say yes first, and then I would just go along with you.
Chipped and cracked, maybe, but yeah.
Chipped and cracked, love it. But, we're working on a few commercial elements here for the show, specifically for a channel teaser, a channel trailer, and we got a few ideas in mind here. I'm going to start editing some of those later on this evening. So the next time you will see me, like this is what my background actually looks like. So without the special effects on it. Here we go. It's just plain white. The next time you actually see me, it will be completely different. Oh, I think they'll see us together actually, because Tuesday we're going to be doing Fandango's faves and
yes.
Radio Gaga. Yes,
of course. Yeah.
Then the Friday after that we'll be doing the ones and twos underground, which will be me by myself with the new background for sure. By that time, I just have to move everything back to the original position where it was at, plus minus a few feet. So yeah, but we're working on a lot of new content. The commercials that we have going. You're gonna love Carlos, trust me, because like who on earth can resist a British accent in the first place? But then when you have it in a funny demeanor, then you're gonna love it even that much more. So we have great commercials for the channel coming up. We're definitely going to be driving a lot more engagement here. We obviously do thank once again everybody who has been a fan from the beginning, the new fans that are hopping on board, and for all of you future fans that are listening to this for the first time. At this point, you would be past fans, but whatever the case may be, let's not get into like time travel logic here and everything like that, right? Just thank you for subscribing, liking, comment. Please let us know who you think about or what you think about excuse me.
Yeah, comment on us, comment on the songs, anything. And just it's good to get the feedback and engagement with people, and share information with fellow artists, and we'll get stronger together as independent artists working as a big community together. So it does all help getting your music out there, and that's what we're trying to achieve.
Absolutely. So once again, everything that you need to know is either in the video description below, or head on to pulsemediamag.com, which is our home website for the underground sound and the ones and twos and the YouTube channel, and obviously a little bit of lifestyle choices and everything like that. Head on to there, click on any links that you have there, especially if you want to submit music to the show. So click that music submission button and follow the instructions there. You will get my personal email that will all come to me, and I will divvy up the songs appropriately. So once again, for this Friday, August 22nd, 6:59 p.m. Eastern time at this moment in the year 2022, I am DJ X Tech. With me, as always, once again, is Carlos Fandango, and we will say good night to you and have a great weekend.
Have a good time. Bye-bye.